Welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and today we are going to do a flip through of my 2022 reading journal. Now, I did not film any of the process of me actually setting it up because there are so many videos like that already out there. So many people that are much better at this than I am. This is only my second year of doing a reading journal. I got this idea from Heba last year from my little journal, and I loved how she had her set up. And so I pretty much copied a lot of what she had and then looked at a few other channels and kind of did the same thing again this year where I tried to look at maybe a couple people I didn't see last year and see if I could pull some ideas from them. It seems like in the bullet journaling world, which is where most of this stuff comes from, it's very similar to the scrapbooking community where we freely share our ideas, we scrap lift each other, we kind of copycat and try what others are trying. And so if you look at Heba's channel and see the people that she's linked where her inspiration came from, those channels then link other people where their inspiration came from, and it just goes on and kind of snowballs from there. So just that little disclaimer that I'm not saying any of these ideas are strictly mine. They just have kind of come from all different places, but I thought maybe you might have not seen a reading journal flip through before, and definitely not seen mine because I didn't share mine last year. I wasn't making YouTube videos then. So I'm going to show you what I've got, tell you a little bit about the products that I use to help get this put together. It does take a little time to get this done because I have a lot of pages, but let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I do have an Archer and Olive A5 notebook that I purchased last year. And this print is no longer available, I'm pretty sure, unless you find it like maybe just on like a third-party online retailer, but I'm pretty sure it's not available on the Archer and Olive website any longer. And I like this little A5 size for a reading journal. It's just big enough, but it's not too big. So I just went kind of big and bold. And most of what I've got in here is just black ink. I do have a little bit of color, not much. I'll add more color as things are like pictures of book covers are added and, you know, just other marks are made within the book. So this is my 2022 reading journal. And I think I use stamps from just about every manufacturer that I have, and I'm still a little stained up. I have been doing a lot of stamping today, and I have washed and scrubbed, and I'm still a little stained. So I did get a free calendar printout, or actually this may have been one I got from Etsy. I don't know. Anyway, and I sized it down a little bit, cut it in half so that I would just have like an overview of the year. And then this is my read every day page. So I will highlight each day that I read so it works out for the whole year because it has 1 through 31 down both sides so you can kind of keep up with what you're doing. And like I would put a 1 and then the days that I read number 1 would be highlighted in one color. When I start my second book, if it takes 3 days, I'll highlight those lines in a different color, and so on and so forth. And then a bookshelfie. And I did not finish filling in these two yet. I may put a little coffee mug or something up here at the top. As I continue to go through my stamps, I wanted to use some different little decor pieces from what I used last year. So I did put this one plant, but I may come back and add some other things in the gaps. Those are just kind of for decor, so it looks more like a, you know, a bookshelf you might have in your home if you have some little tchotchkes sitting around in there. Then for Goodreads this year, I am going to call it 70, Goodreads 70. I have read as much as a little over 250 books a year for 2 or 3 years in a row, but that has not happened since about 2018 or 19. I just kind of took a nosedive in how much I was reading. Plus I started scrapbooking, and so that was taking some of my time, and just kind of went into a little bit of a reading slump. So I would like to read 100 this year, but if I can get to 70 officially documented on my Goodreads account, then I'll be happy with that. And also, when I was reading that many books a year, a lot of them were audiobooks. And so, you know, you can just have your headphones in as you're bebopping around the house. And I was already not working at the time. And so, you know, I was just able to listen to books most of the day. And then I would read late into the night, many nights. All right, then I have my Bloom Where You're Planted reading challenge. There is a printout for this one that you know, choose a book that fits the prompt, and there's 24 prompts. And for me, this one is supposed to kind of look like a road sign on the side of the road. And then this is my little grass, because it's Bloom Where You're Planted is the name. So planted in grass was kind of a pun there. So that's what I have for that one. And then the Booklist Queen reading challenge is actually 52 books. And a lot of these challenges will overlap. So, you know, if you try to do some of these different challenges, you don't have to be exclusive with different books for each challenge. You can if you want to read that many books and are able to, but you don't have to. Then I have my spread set up for my Reading with Heba book club that she does over on Instagram. And so these will have a picture of each of the book covers, and I'll probably put a little stamp of how many stars up under it. And she has a stamp that was in collaboration with Feed Your Craft. I don't know that there's anywhere you could still get that, since Feed Your Craft has unfortunately closed up shop for at least the time being. And then the stamp set also came with some stickers, so I just cut one in half and put it in the middle. This one is going to be for Crystal Idunyate's Patreon book club. She's told us what she's pretty sure the name of the book club is going to be, but until it was for certain, I didn't want to put anything up here. So I made 12 lines within these roughly drawn books that I have made. So there's enough space for me to document 12 books, and I think I have enough room to put, like, you know, the title, the author, and maybe my rating of the book. Then I've also done the Modern Miss Darcy challenge in the past, and it is 12 books or more. She kind of has it set up where it's almost like a choose your own adventure challenge, but I am just going to do 12, and I know which 12 prompts I'm going to do. I have them listed in a little separate sheet of paper, so I know which prompts I'm doing. And I thought I would try to make this look like a notepad. I'm not sure if I succeeded or not, but that's what we've got. And then the A to Z challenge. So I made this one be a little half, or not half, maybe 3/4 page. And I had some washi with all the letters of the alphabet on it, so I thought that would make a cute little edge to my cut paper. And then I decided to add in this year, where I will try to read at least 6 books that are released in 2022. I love to read books as they come out. I read a lot of older books as well, but I love to read new books. Just the excitement that comes with that when, you know, a new book comes out from your favorite author and that kind of thing. So I try to get a little cutesy with my non-artistic abilities on this one. And then I'll do at least 12 nonfiction books this year. I try to do at least one a month. And so I had a stamp set. It was from Allie Edwards, and it was this. So I just stamped each one and then flipped and repeated these 4. So that gave me 12 spaces. And I'll just write on them with this, which is my Uniball Signo white pen, and it does wonderfully on top of the black. So that's what I use there. Oh, sorry, my little doggy's barking. And then I have a new challenge I had never heard of before, the Les Mis challenge. There are 365 chapters in Les Mis, and so I thought that would be fun to do. So I ordered my huge copy, and I didn't want to try to stamp out all of that, so I just printed off from Amazon a picture and stamped out read one every single day. And so they were a little over 365. I think it ended up being maybe 370 or there's 75 boxes in my grid. So I will just make a little highlight mark every day that I read my one chapter. And then as a reward, maybe I'll get to go see Les Mis before too much longer. Then my bingo challenge, I have my prompts that I want to use selected, but I wanted to go ahead and get this filmed, and I had not written them down in here yet, but I will just really try to like clear the board is the thought process here, not just to get one bingo, but to clear the board and bingo with the books. And then this is a local book club that I've just kind of abbreviated the name of. It's an actual in-person book club, and it's a new one to me starting up. They're not starting up, but I'm joining in with them in January. And then I do something called month by month, where I will write my favorite book. And last year I stamped fave and total in each one of these in a light gray, and I may go back and do that. I think Heba did that as well. And this was another layout I saw from her. I'm not sure if she came up with it or if somebody else did. But so I'll list my favorite book of the month and then how many books I actually read. And then I do something called Battle of the Books. And I'm sure this is not new, but I did not see anybody actually have it like this. And I kind of did it more like a sports bracket. So between January and February's favorites, I'll have a winner, so on and so forth, until I come up with what I think is my favorite book of the year. And then because I am a nerd and I love numbers and math, I will document how many pages I read each month in a bar graph, and that will make me happy. And then I go into the monthly spreads, where I think my plan is I'm just going to print out small images of the book covers and put them on each month's page. So, it'll be a quick overview of, okay, well, in January, maybe I only read 3 books, but in February, I read 8 books. And I'll just be able to quickly see the titles, because nothing back in here is, the ones like this are chronological, but they don't cover the whole month. So this will be something that is chronological and covers the whole month just at one glance. So I have one for each month. And then the only other thing that I have not finished yet, because I haven't decided exactly how I want to do this. I did it last year. I called it my yearly stats. And I know it's going to have this little partial page that I cut, and it's going to likely take up both of these spreads. And it's where I list out, like, I do tally marks of how many books were a physical book or an audio book, or on my Kindle. And then there'll be another category for male and female, another category for genre. And so I put the main genre of that book and just tally for each book. And so there's a lot of different categories that I like to track. And so those will go on these pages here. And I may, maybe a few times through the year come back and just show you an update if that is something that you would be interested in seeing. As 2022 progresses, maybe once a quarter, flip through what I've read and kind of give you maybe my thoughts on my favorites. So let me know in the comments if you would like that. And then I did want to mention, if you're going to do something like this, a good metal ruler is really helpful for those lines. And the pen that I like to use, this is also handy for when you go too far beyond where you were supposed to go, to have a little bit of correction tape. I like to use the Micron pen, and I use just a point or an 03. This time I've got 01s, 05s, 07s. I've got all different sizes, but I just did an 03 for these lines. I like this one because it won't smear, so you can immediately move your ruler or move your hand and it's not going to smear. A pencil is helpful if you're trying to figure out how big your boxes are going to be, to kind of make some little tick marks. And then I also used this Uniball Vision, just says fine on it. if I was stamping something and maybe like on, say, the floral, the stamp didn't show up all the way, I would kind of use this. It's a little bit thicker, even though it says fine, and I could kind of touch up some of those stamp marks. So those came in handy. And then I also used a few Tombos, not many, a few Tombow markers. Actually, are these even Tombos? No, these are fake Tombos. I have some real Tombos somewhere. And then I used a lot of these Zebra mild liners to do some highlighting, and I'll use them also throughout the year. My Archer and Olive acrylograph pens, they also come in handy. I like to use these when I'm coloring in stamps like the florals. And I did use a few colors of Distress Oxide as well. Otherwise, what I used for my black ink was the scrapbook.com premium dye ink in black, because it just gives a nice crisp impression most of the time for me. So that is what I have. That's my setup right now. So do please let me know if you'd like to see some updates throughout the year in the comments below. Let me know if you do a reading journal. Do you do Goodreads? How do you keep up with the books that you read throughout the year? So thank you so much for stopping by today. It means more to me than you will ever know. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd love a thumbs up down below. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already and become a part of my little YouTube family. I'd also love for you to follow me over on Instagram, where I post lots of things over there as well. And until I see you in the next video, do something good for yourself, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.